The arrest of Don Lemon is, in my opinion, about two things: silencing free speech that Trump doesn't like, and theatrics. The clip I'm about ready to show you is Don Lemon talking about his arrest on late night TV. And he's talking in this clip. He says in this clip about how his lawyer already reached out to the DOJ and said, "Hey, if you really want to arrest him for what he did in the church, he'll turn himself in. We'll come in. We'll bring in." And instead, they chose to send all of these guys and have this big show because it's gotta look like this big. Oh, look at what we. You know what I mean? It is about silencing people, but it's also about theatrics.
Up to the room, and I pressed the elevator button, and all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled, and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We came to arrest you." And I said, "Well, who are you?" And then finally they identified themselves, and I said, "If you are who you are, then where's the warrant?" And they didn't have a warrant, so they had to wait for someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant on a cell phone. And by that time, I was trying to figure out what was going on to get my bearings, and they dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So they had to pick my glasses up, and I read it, and still, what does that mean? So, and then there was a bunch of guys, and they took me outside. FBI guys were out there. I mean, it had to be maybe a dozen people, which is a waste, Jimmy, of resources, because I had told them weeks before, and maybe once or twice, that we would, I think my attorney tried to contact them once, maybe twice, that I could just go in, and it would have to be the folks who were just working there that day, and they wouldn't have to have all these people following me around.
It's more than just a waste of resources. So they grab you and they take you where?
Well, you're right about more than just a waste of resources. They want that. They want to embarrass you. They want to intimidate you. They want to instill fear, and so that's why they did it that way.
They know they're going to lose this case in court, the federal government. Trump knows that. I mean, if the case doesn't get thrown out as soon as it hits court, they wanted to make sure that Don Lemon got the message. Keep doing shit we don't like, we're going to keep fucking with you like this. Now, listen, he is facing criminal federal charges. They're not going to go anywhere. He didn't do anything. I mean, he went into a church that protesters were protesting at so he could document it because he's a reporter. He's a journalist. ICE goes into churches and takes people away. You're going to charge ICE with the same type of charges you're trying to drum up on Don Lemon and 3 other black journalists that day? It's about intimidation. It's about fear. We're going to send all these fucking guys to come get you. And this time it was okay. You just went and got processed, and you'll have your day in court. Who knows what's going to happen to you next time? It's about the intimidation. It's about the theatrics. They didn't need to send a dozen guys to go get him. He was willing to turn himself in to face these bullshit charges because he too knows these are going to get tossed out in court, most likely. But the intimidation is still there. This is what we can do to you, fucker.